So here's Ka'imi Fairbairn to do the honors. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Cousins. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the... Conversion.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a dump off here complete. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll throw again. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
So out come the Texans in great starting field position. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills. Mills on 1st down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Mills now looks to throw on 1st down. Touchdown, Texans! Chris Moore, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. He's going to look deep down the field. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw is Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 31-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 31. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Excellent recognition, and none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Pierce now up the middle. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys.
Touchdown! Nico Collins, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are off to a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Throwing, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Nifty move. Always got some breathing room. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 64 yards. And the Vikings are back within a score. Joe Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So that drive of 4 plays. And the final act of the drive was the touchdown catch by Dalvin Cook. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now Houston's offense taking over again.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
That's complete to his running back, Burkhead.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
Titus Howard, right tackle, the man flag for that one. Now Mills.
That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Burkhead going to run straight ahead here. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, they run with Burkhead. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, funded like a lawn chair. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Throwing, Mills.
And he finds Howard complete. And he's going to get yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
On the sneak.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Mills now from the 50. That's underneath to Pierce. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
Room here to run. 20. 5 touchdown. Houston.
44 yards for Dameon Pierce. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, the same tempo, the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the red zone now, Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Cousins now. And Cook has it left side. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Cousins again. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Now Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hockenson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Joseph connects on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. And Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah,
he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, 72 yards. And the Texans come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And to put a bow on it, Next Gen Stats saying that traveled an even 66 yards in the air. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 3rd down, Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's King.
Holding. Receiving team.
A pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It's actually a return that they were going to be very proud of. But when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. 19-yard line.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the
Ball
flag.
start. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Off the play fake, Mills. This will be caught downfield by Moore.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
First down, Texans.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Right where they set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
He gets it to Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Up the gut with Burkhead. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, a give to Burkhead. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Houston.
Here's Burkhead. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he's got Jordan complete right side.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field.
And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down. Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
To throw, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to the squad.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a...
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
A huge play there for Houston. 47 yards. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Steps away to his left. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. They run with Burkhead. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Mills.
Caught on the right side by Dorsett. Pulling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn comes on. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us?
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 47 yards. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they take a knee. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And they will take a knee here. So Houston going to come away here with the victory.